want to share a quick story about financial philosophy, the beliefs you have about money, and how this story can relate to maybe a belief that you may have. Okay? So, there's 3 men. All of them, their name is Doug. You have Doug A, Doug B, and Doug C. Well, each of them receive $1 million. Okay? All of them have about the same level of skills. They all are currently the same age. They are virtually the same person, just 3 different philosophies. Okay? So, they all receive $1 million. Doug A, he decides to spend that $1 million. His philosophy is to spend. Okay? He received a whole bunch of money. He feels like he's abundant at the time, so he's like, what do? I'm going to spend this money. So he goes out and he buys a modest home, maybe buys a new car, and puts in a pool in his backyard, whatever. Okay? Whatever he could do with $1 million. Then we have Doug B. So Doug B, he decides to take that $1 million and put it into the bank, an account that will give him a high return of interest. Okay, that's secure, that he could actually make money off of. Sounds reasonable. Sounds like a lot of people. This philosophy is pretty strong with a lot of people. So he saves his money. Great. Now there's Doug C, okay, the third Doug. His philosophy was to take that $1 million and he decides to quit his job, his current job that he had. He decides to invest into a dream that he's always had, okay? He's going to start his own company. He starts reading personal development books. He starts investing tons of his time into himself. Now, at the end of year 1, okay, that's not a lot of time, to be honest. It's not a lot of time. At the end of year 1, Doug A pretty much has nothing. Okay? He spent it all. So we know where he's at. He's back to 0. Doug B actually has a little bit more than $1 million. Okay? He kept his same job and he has a little bit more than $1 million. He feels like he's doing pretty well off. A lot of us were taught that, to save, to invest into something that will bring back a higher interest, okay? But he's virtually living the same, and his mindset is the same. Nothing changed there. He didn't grow or develop as a person. But then there's Doug C. Doug C invested in his dream, invested in the growth and value of himself. His personal self-worth went up in this year. Now, he may have spent more than half of his money. Okay? Half of that $1 million is gone. All right? So, he doesn't have as much money at the end of the year as Doug B. But let me ask you a question. If all of a sudden, all of the money disappeared for all 3 of them, and everything went back to 0, what would they have? Well, obviously, Doug A would have nothing. He spent it all anyway, so he's going to be back to where he was. Doug B, technically back to where he was as well. But Doug C would actually have all of the experience, the growth as a person, the personal value, all of that has gone up in that year, even though he's back to 0 with his money as well. So in this scenario, where is your mindset about money? Where are you at with your beliefs about money and what to do with them? I want you to ponder that. Think about that. Be driven by purpose. See ya.